Hey guys, we're here today talking about Active's brand new foam cannon. They just came out with this. We just got our hands in the first batch, and we wanted to compare it against what we've considered to be the standard in the industry, which is the MTM Hydro PF22. So we took a brand new foam cannon from PF22 with the PF22 and a brand new Active foam cannon. We're going to compare them two today, and right off the bat, we're going to start with what did we get in the box. First off, with the MTM, which is tried and true, they have an updated bottle design, which has the wide mouth opening, which is really nice. Standard traditional foam cannon top. This has been their standard for a long time. It comes with this galvanized plug that you put in. It comes Teflon taped, which is really nice. Has detents here with the adjustment knob, detents with the fan, which you can have wide or narrow. Similar design. All these foam cans are pretty similar, but a couple differences. The opening here for the bottle is also wide, has some nice threads to it, has a rubber seal in there so it doesn't leak, which is nice. We've actually tested a couple recently that were sent to us that didn't have a rubber seal and it was just leaking all over, and it's like, that's a non-starter. Active did a nice job there. Comes with a stainless plug already installed, and it has a 1.25 orifice that's already in there. So it handles a number of different pressure washer sizes. Whether you have a pretty big one or a smaller, electric, cheaper one, should be able to do the job. This does not have detents here on the top adjustment knob, which adjusts dilution. So that's one thing that I wish it had, but it does have enough staying power. I don't think it's gonna move on its own, but it would be nice if we had some detents here. But it is a nice knob, some nice knurling there, and also has detents. This one actually has some clickable detents. I'll even have you hear it here with my microphone. Nice detents, but kind of one of those things where we don't really need a ton of adjustment. I really just want horizontal or vertical, but all the increments in between, I don't know that I really need that, but it is there in case you do want it. It also has the ability to adjust from a wide to a narrow nozzle. Besides that, right out of the box, I'd say very good and enough to make me curious to see how it performs against the MTM PF22. So we'll get right into it. These both were mixed with exactly 1 part of our pH neutral wash shampoo and 4 parts water. So identical mixture in our reservoirs. And I have both of these knobs completely dialed out to the most watery, and we'll hook them up and you can see for yourselves what it looks like. All right, again, I got this all the way to its most watery position here with the adjustment. I'm just gonna start spraying, and then I'll dial it up and we can see where it delivers max foam. So let's go ahead and start now. That's already really foamy. Now I'll dial it up. Super foamy. Now it's max foam.
It's a lot of foam.
It is a lot of foam. Now I'll hook up the new Active foam cannon. And I'll start on least foamy, most watery here. So that's definitely more watery. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm gonna dial it up. More adjustment than the PF22 from MTM. I'm still dialing, I've still got adjustment.
It seems like it might be a little wider fan as well.
It is, it goes wider. More fan adjustment, look at that, that's cool.
That is. This has to be one of the most satisfying parts of car washing.
I would say on the most foamy setting, I think it's got a little bit more.
It almost looks like the texture of this foam may be finer as well.
Yeah, like tighter
view.
Bubbles.
Just listen to that plopping though. Look at that. Thoughts?
I like the more adjustment. I do like that. There's times when I want to dial in something where, like, if it's not super dirty, I don't need tons and tons of foam because you end up just blowing through a lot more soap. So I do like that. The width of the fan is cool because if you saw, we could get like one whole swath of the side of this entire vehicle without having like a top row and then a bottom row. So that I really like. One thing that we commented when we took it out of the box was this clear plastic. It is harder, a different type of plastic than the PF22. And we were concerned that maybe it has the ability, if we were to drop it, it might crack more easily. It's not like brittle plastic. You can see it's got give. So that's something we're reading into. I'm not going to say that that's it's a problem. I think it maybe could be differently than the PF22, but just something that we noticed.
It's also threaded compared to the PF22, has that twist lock.
Yeah,
which might be a strength.
I actually like. So this has actual threads when we unscrew it. So you screw it on, so you have more positive engagement with all of those threads. PF22 has kind of a twist lock, so we have to twist it. It's like an eighth of a turn maybe. And one of the things that we've noticed in our own detailing operation is, and you can even see this one's kind of, see it's a little chewed up there. This softer plastic, when it's brand new, it's super tight. You can almost barely turn it on. And then over time, it loosens where there's maybe a little bit of play.
But you don't have more threads to compensate.
Correct. We don't have a whole lot of thread engagement. We sell a lot of these replacements, these bottles, because they just wear out over time, which is not a bad thing. It is what it is.
Plus, we're using them all day, every day as well.
We are. We're using them. They're getting abused and whatnot, but they're equally priced. So it's a really interesting product to have. If you're a diehard on the PF22 or you're considering one or the other, they're really close. They're both 85 bucks, essentially. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. I think we're going to continue to sell both of them in great quantities, but as far as which would I rather go with, this one is new, so there is something to that. They're really close. I do like the detents on the adjustment knob. We don't get that with the PF or the active, but you do have kind of infinite adjustment almost. And you have more tighter adjustment, I'll say, in that dilution. So I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up, I think.
Let's use both of them as we wash this IX, and we'll go through the whole process and maybe get your thoughts after washing a whole car, see if we notice anything.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Good deal.
We've been washing with these two foam cannons for the better part of 2 days. Washed, what, 3 or 4 cars? And it's really a toss-up. I think we really like the PF22 because it's, you know, what we've known for so long. The active, though, we really like how much adjustment there is in the dilution knob. We wish there were detents, but we didn't notice it moving. And we really like how wide the fan is. It's wider than the PF22. So I would say it's a toss-up. They're both 85 bucks. They're both going to be excellent. They're both got, you know, stainless features. There's really no downside to either of them. I do like the look of the active with the clear bottle, but as we mentioned, this may be more brittle, a different type of plastic, more brittle than the PF22, but again, you're not gonna go wrong with either of them. Head over to esotericcarcare.com. You're gonna find both these foam cannons on our website, including everything from MTM Hydro, fittings, hoses, hose reels, active pressure washers. Let us know what you think in the comments. Which is better, the PF22 or the new active foam cannon? Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.